Welcome to another marketing tutorial with Mr. Business and the Marketing Professor. As you know, we search the internet to provide you with the best marketing tutorials. To do this, we need to consult with the experts. And today we have an expert, Joe Barnes, to discuss with you which is better, a Facebook page or a blog. Here is Joe Barnes.
Hey there, this is Joe Barnes here from OnlineMarketingAddicts.com, and today's question comes from Larry, who asks, what's more important, a Facebook business page or a blog? Great question. Thank you, Larry. Now, you might even be asking, why have either? Why have a Facebook business page? Why have a blog? Well, here's why. Your blog or your website is essentially your home. This is where you get to give your opinions on news and events in your niche. It's where you can guide others and give advice, publish great and valuable content, and of course, showcase your products and services. Now, your Facebook page, and all of the social networks for that matter, are your distribution and relationship building channels. So on your social networks, you can post about your blog updates, you can distribute your valuable content, and you can have dynamic, real-time conversations about yours and others' opinions on news and events in your niche. Now, I'm not saying you can't have conversations on your blog as well, but on social media, it's more real-time. Because the added benefit of your Facebook page stroke social media networks are that you're taking the mountain to Muhammad rather than the other way around. Yeah, your audience, they're already on the networks. They're not on your blog yet, I say, but they're on the networks, aren't they? They're surfing the networks all the time. So by publishing and distributing your content on Facebook and Twitter, etc., then your audience are getting to see your stuff without having to make the effort to go and find it themselves. Yeah, it's popping up in front of them. So with that in mind, the answer to the main question, what's more important, a Facebook business page or a blog, is of course both. The more important question we should be asking really is, which one should come first? Now, when I first fell over Facebook in 2010, I had nothing but a Facebook page for the best part of 18 months. All of my content was published on my page. My videos, my articles, my events, my news, my opinions, even announcements about my products and my services all went on my Facebook page. And I grew my following very quickly. Now, that was, of course, back in the days of huge organic reach. We didn't have to advertise much back then to get lots of engagement and interaction on our pages. I love the way I say back then, 2010, dun, 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 like 4 years ago. Anyway, we didn't, did we? We didn't have to advertise much in order to get that engagement and interaction. And these days, of course, we do. But even though times have changed, there's merit in publishing a lot of your content directly on Facebook. If you look at some examples around the site, take Brendan Burchard's Facebook page. If you haven't checked it out, then click the link in my blog post. He creates, or go and search for him on Facebook, he creates a video which he adds to a Tumblr blog, okay, and Tumblr, bearing in mind, is a social network all on its own. Then what he does is he creates images from that video, he creates articles from the video content, and then he puts the images and articles directly on his Facebook page, sometimes with some links back to his Tumblr blog and sometimes without. Another great example of somebody who puts a lot of images and content on their page, but without the need to link out to their site all the time, is Kim Gast. She's another fantastic, prolific content publisher. And you will notice, though, with a lot of her images, that her blog URL is cleverly used as a kind of a watermark, as a brand, if you like, on all of her images. But she's putting a lot of content on her page and not necessarily linking back out. Yeah. Another great example, Mari Smith's Facebook page. Now, there's somebody who hardly ever links out to her own content, but constantly links to everyone else's. Quite possibly the most inclusive person I've ever met online. Now, what I'm saying by giving you these examples is that although your website or your blog needs to become your content farm, as Michael Hyatt would put it, The bulk of the sowing is done on your Facebook page or on the social media networks. And what comes first? If we're going down this farming analogy, sowing or reaping. And not only that, but let's be honest, which is easier and is going to happen faster? If you're just starting out, a Facebook page or a website, what's easier to create? Yeah, exactly, a Facebook page. So not only is it easier and faster to get a Facebook page live, but it's also faster and easier to get in front of an audience, to get out there and sow, yeah? So without wishing to sound crass, put my teeth back in, without wishing to sound crass, money loves speed. And the quicker that you can get out there and help people and add value, then the faster that you're going to be able to build a community. So you need to make it easy on yourself and get out there and sow. Create your Facebook page, build your community, build those relationships, and guess what? When you launch your website or your blog, you're going to have an instant audience. So what are the steps that you should be taking if you're just starting out? Well, number one, create a Facebook page. I would always put that first, okay? Fill that with great content, including the kind of articles that you'd post on a blog, any videos that you're going to do, any kind of content that you would create if you were going to create a website or a blog. But then also link back to others, share information, and generally just be awesomely valuable to your community. Then while you're doing that and you're beginning to build those relationships and sow your value out there to the community, you can start building your blog on the back end. And then when that's ready to go, you can convert some of your Facebook articles to full-blown articles. You can obviously take your videos and things, and you can essentially repost that information on your page to your community and your audience, but now coming from your blog, coming from your website. And then you would continue to grow using your blog as your content farm and using Facebook and the other social networks as your distribution and relationship building channels. And if you want to take your Facebook page to the next level, even if you're just starting out, then when you create your Facebook page and you begin to build that community, you can also create a very simple little conversion funnel, i.e. with a squeeze page and a thank you page and a little free gift like a PDF or something. You can create a very simple conversion funnel. I'll tell you how to do that in another blog post and podcast, and then add a tab on your Facebook page. You can then post about that tab on your actual wall, pin that to the top of your wall. As you're building your community, they'll obviously see that pin post. And of course, these days, you really need to be using Facebook ads to be building that community and growing your audience. So in summary, you need to remove any bottlenecks or barriers to your progression and begin to build your community and your relationship with your community as soon as possible. Don't wait until you have a perfectly branded website or a content-rich blog. Use social media to expedite your exposure. That's what it's there for. As a really good friend of mine always says, get it done, then get it right.